All right, so good day to each and every one of you. So for today's lecture video discussion is all about the free body diagram, or also known as the FBD, and also the application of Newton's laws of motion. Okay, so now if we will define free body diagram or FBD, so free body diagram are essential to help identify all the relevant forces. So also, it is what we call a diagram showing the chosen body by itself, free of its surroundings, with vectors drawn to show the magnitudes as well as the directions of all the forces applied to the body by the various other bodies that interact with it. Okay, so now let's talk about this free body diagram. How can we draw a free body diagram? Okay, to simply say, free body diagram of, or if you will start, or if you're just starting on how to draw a free body diagram or FBD, so the first step is to draw a Cartesian plane. Now what is a Cartesian plane? A Cartesian plane comprises both x and y axis. So I think you are all familiar with what a Cartesian plane is. So if you will draw a Cartesian plane, so this is our Cartesian plane. So this is our x-axis, this is our y-axis. Now, going to the right side, it is positive x, and along the negative, along the left, or going to the left is the negative x-axis. And for the y-axis, we have, if we are upwards, that is positive, and going south is negative y-axis. Okay. Now, we have, supposedly we have an object. So let's say, for example, we have an object that is in contact with a surface, and then we are exerting or we are applying some amount of force to push the object going to the right. So we applied some amount of force F to move the object going to the right. So if you can still remember the four common types of forces, we have the normal force, the friction force, the tension force, and the weight. So as for the normal force, let's start first with the normal force. So normal force, if you can still remember, it is always perpendicular to the surface, or it is 90 degrees with regards to our surface of contact. So if we will draw the direction of the normal force, it is going upwards. So this is our normal force. And then as for the friction force is parallel to the surface but in the direction that opposes sliding or opposite sa kung asa mo slide ang imong object. So, since we exerted some amount of force F going to the right, so the friction force is on the opposite direction, which is going to the left. So we have our friction force here. And then as for tension force, we don't have any tension force because if you can still remember, tension force is the pulling force exerted on an object that is attached to a string or rope or a cord. So since we are just using or we're just applying force or let's say our hands to push the object, so there is no tension force. And then we have the last one, which is the weight. So weight is the gravitational force that the earth exerts on the object or on our body. So it is directly straight downwards. So the forces that are acting on our box or on our object is or are the normal force, we have the friction force, we have the weight, and as well as the applied force or the force that you have applied to push the object or to move the object to the right. Okay, now let's go back to our free body diagram. So for our free body diagram, what we need to do instead of drawing or instead of sketching the boxes or the object, we will just use a dot at the center of our Cartesian plane. So we will assume that that is our object or that is our box. So no need to draw the object or the body. You just place a dot at the center of our Cartesian plane, and that will be assumed as our object or our body. And then also, the surface of contact is our whole x-axis. So imagine that our surface in which our object is in contact with, sa free body diagram, that will be our whole x-axis. Okay, so now if we will sketch our forces, now let's have first the normal force. So the normal force is along the positive y-axis. So we start with the center and then we draw an arrow pointing to the direction of our normal force, which is going to the positive y-axis. And then, as you can see, our weight is along the negative y-axis. And also, we have our friction force. Since friction force is moving or going to the left, so it is going or moving to the negative x-axis. So this is our friction force. And then we have our applied force, which is going to the right, so it is going to the positive x-axis. Okay, so that is our friction, uh, sorry, applied force, or the force that we applied to push the object. So now here is our free body diagram. So instead of having the boxes or the object or the body, so you can just have like a simpler um, sketch on the forces acting on our object. So it is much easier to determine the forces acting on our object. Okay. Now, how about if our object is, or the surface of our object is inclined? So, let's say, for example, naka-incline na nga to ang object. And then you have here your box. And then you push your box, or you exerted some amount of force to push the box pasaka, or um, upwards. So, this is our applied force. Okay. So how can we draw the free body diagram for this one? So again, we will assume that our surface of contact is our x-axis. So we can also draw our Cartesian plane nga murag naka-incline or naka-tilt. So this will be, for example, this will be our x-axis, and then this will be our y-axis. Okay, so that it is much easier to sketch the forces that are acting on the object. So now, before we will go to the free body diagram, let us determine first the forces that are acting on our box. Okay, so again, we have our normal force that is perpendicular to the surface of contact. And then we also have our friction force, which is opposite sa kung asa mo slide ang atong object, which is going to or panaog. So this will be our friction force, and then our weight is again directly straight downwards. Okay, now let's go back to our free body diagram so we can sketch that one. So let's have our normal force first. So again, we have our tiny dot here at the center, which will be which we will assume as our object, and then we draw the forces by representing them by arrows. So we have our normal force is here, this one. Is a normal force. And then see, applied force is to the negative x-axis. And then we also have our friction force, which is moving or going to the positive x-axis or going downwards. And then we have our weight, which is directly straight downwards. So not necessarily along the negative y-axis. Okay, now if we can tilt this one back to its original Cartesian plane, we can have it like this one, or it will look like this one. So this is the regular Cartesian plane. Okay, so again, we have here our object. So the normal force is right here, and then we have our friction force is on the positive x-axis. See, applied force is on, this is our applied force going to the negative x-axis. And then, if I draw, see weight, your weight is right here. Okay, so that is our weight. So it's different, lahi siya tanawon compared sa if nakaslant ang ato ang free body diagram. So it will look like this one. These two are the same. Ang isa lang is nakatilt lang siya, or medyo nakaslant siya gamay. Because if you are still having a hard time on how to draw the free body diagram if naka-incline ang ato ang surface, then you can also have your free body diagram na naka-incline po. Okay, and then you can have it redrawn back to the original nga Cartesian plane or the regular nga Cartesian plane. Okay, so that is how you would draw a free body diagram. Okay, now how about if we have this one? Like we have our ceiling. Let's say this is our ceiling, and then attached to the ceiling is a rope na naka-attach po ang atong object, or let's say our box. So, what is the free body diagram for that? So the free body diagram for that, again, first step is to draw a Cartesian plane. So this is our Cartesian plane. Okay. And then we will indicate the forces first. So the forces, again, diba, we have four common types of forces. So we have the normal force, the friction force, tension force, and we have the weight. Now, let's start with the normal force first. So do we have a normal force? If mauni siya ang situation sa atong object, diba si normal force, if you can still remember, normal force is perpendicular to the surface of contact. But take note, in this case, our surface, our object is not in contact with any surface. So we don't have any normal force. So friction force pod needs a surface in which our object is in contact with. So as well as friction force. So we don't have any normal force and friction force. Now we go to the tension force. So since our object is attached on a rope or on a string or on a cord, so we have a tension force. So the tension force now will be depending on kinsa ang nag-exert sa tension force. So again, diba, this is our ceiling. And then this is our box. So we have two types of tension forces. So the first type of tension force is the tension force that the ceiling exerts on our box, or ang tension force na gi-exert ni ceiling on the box. So the tension force that the ceiling exerts on the box is going upwards. Whereas, kung si box ang nag-exert of tension force on the ceiling, or the tension force that the box exerts on the ceiling is downwards. Okay, so those are the two different types of tension forces on this situation. And then as well, aside from these two tension forces, we also have the weight of the box. So, weight of the box is again downwards. So if we will sketch that here in our free body diagram, it will look like this one. So again, this is our box. So assume that the point is our object or our box. So the tension force that the ceiling exerts on the box is going upwards or along the positive y-axis. And then the tension force that the box exerts on the ceiling is along the negative y-axis. A box on the ceiling. And then it has also the same direction as the weight of the box. So we draw another arrow along the same axis or along the negative y-axis gihapon. So we have the weight. So there are two forces along the negative y-axis, which is the tension force that the box exerts on the ceiling, as well as the weight of the box. And along the positive y-axis, we have the tension force that the ceiling exerts on the box. Okay, so that is how you would draw or sketch a free body diagram. So again, first step is you need to draw a Cartesian plane, and then the next step is you will assume that the object or the box or any body nga atuan gipangitaan sa forces that are acting on the object or on the body is our we place that here at the center of our Cartesian plane, and we assume that as our dot here at the center. And then you will determine the forces that are acting on the object, and then you sketch it here. So if it is moving, or if the direction of the force is upward, so you sketch that from the center, you draw an arrow from the center to the direction sa kung asa siya padulong, or kung asa ang motion, or asa ang direction of motion sa imo force. So that is how you would draw a free body diagram. Now let's go to the application of Newton's laws of motion. So we have an example right here. So this example is an example of Newton's first law, or again, it is the law of inertia. Now, why is it an example of the application of Newton's first law? Now, if we will read this one, we have here a gymnast with a mass of 50 kilograms suspends herself from the lower end of a hanging rope with negligible mass. So here is our situation. It is in figure A. So the upper end of the rope is attached also to the ceiling, or the gymnasium ceiling. Now, if you can still recall Newton's first law, it states that an object at rest remains at rest, and an object in motion remains in motion unless it is acted on by no net force, or as long as there are no external forces acting on our object. So since the gymnast just suspends herself from a hanging rope that is attached to the gymnasium ceiling, so there are no external forces acting on our gymnast. So this is a perfect example for the application on Newton's first law. Okay, so we have letter A, B, and C here for us to answer. Now for letter A, the question here is what is the gymnast's weight? And then for letter B is we need to determine the force. What force, or what type of force does the rope exert on her? So the type of force na gi-exert ni rope on our gymnast. And also we need to get the magnitude and direction of the type of force that the rope exerts on the gymnast. And then for letter C, what is the tension at the top of the rope? Now, before we proceed with answering A, B, and C, let us have first our given values. So the given value, or the only given value that this problem has provided, is only the mass of the gymnast, which is 50 kilograms. Okay, now for letter A, we are asked to solve for the weight of the gymnast. So what is the weight of the gymnast? Now, if you can still remember the formula to solve for the weight given the mass of the object is we have weight is equal to mass times gravity. So to solve for the weight of the gymnast, we have the mass of the gymnast times the acceleration due to gravity g. Okay, so we have the mass, or the value of the mass, which is 50 kilograms. And then we have our value for g, which is 9.8 meters per second squared. Then the weight of the gymnast is, if you can calculate this one, this will be equal to 490 newtons. Okay, so the weight of the gymnast is 490 newtons. So we have already answered letter A. Now let's go to letter B. The question is what force, or what type of force does the rope exert on her? So, kung sa Bisaya pa, unsa nga force ang gi-exert, unsa nga types of force ang gi-exert ni rope on the gymnast. So, di ba, we have four common types of forces. We have the normal force, we have friction force, tension force, and we have the weight. So, since our gymnast is not in contact with any surface, so wala na tayo normal force and friction force. So, we are left with tension force and the weight. But the question here is, what force does the rope exert on her? So, we are talking about the rope, meaning ang types of force nga gi-exert ni rope on the gymnast is si tension force. Because again, tension force is the pulling force in which our object is attached with a rope or cord. Okay, so sa letter B, the answer is the tension force. Okay, tension force. So the type of force is si tension force. Now, another question is, what is the magnitude and direction? Meaning the value of the tension force that the rope exert on her and also the direction of the tension force. Okay, so our tension force, ang gipangita is the tension force that the rope exerts on the gymnast. Okay, so we will have R as our rope and G for the gymnast. Now, let's go back to our figure. Now, for letter B, we will be using the free body diagram for the gymnast. So, as you can see here, if we will sketch the free body diagram for the gymnast, so this dot right here is considered or is assumed as our gymnast. So, the tension force that the rope exerts on our gymnast is to the positive y-axis or going upwards, whereas the weight of the gymnast is downwards or along the negative y-axis. So we will redraw that one here. Okay, so we have x and y. So the tension force that the rope exerts on the gymnast is along the positive y-axis, and then we have along the negative y-axis is the weight of the gymnast. Okay, so what we will solve is this one, the tension force that the rope exerts on the gymnast. Okay, now again, since this is an example of an application for Newton's first law, so we will start with this equation. The sum of all forces is equal to 0. Now, since this example, or most of the forces acting on the object is along the negative y-axis, so notice on the free body diagram, there are no x-axis na mga forces. Okay, so looking at again by the free body diagram for the gymnast as well as for the rope, the forces are only acting along the y-axis. So, we will be using sum of all forces along the y is equal to 0. Now, let's look at the forces acting along the y-axis. So, on this free body diagram, so this is the free body diagram for the gymnast. Okay, so there are two forces acting on the gymnast. The tension force that the rope exerts on the gymnast and the weight of the gymnast. So, when we say sum of all forces, it is the total amount of force. So since the tension force that the rope exerts on the gymnast is along the positive y-axis, so it is positive. And also since the weight is along the negative y-axis, so it is negative. So what we will do here, or what we will write next is, we have here, ang sum of all forces are, we have the tension force that the rope exerts on the gymnast plus the negative of the weight of the gymnast equal to 0. So, muna ang sum of all forces along the y. On the positive y, we have the tension force that the rope exerts on the gymnast. And on the negative y, we have the weight. Okay. So positive times negative, it becomes negative. So we can rewrite it as the tension force that the rope exerts on the gymnast minus the weight of the gymnast equal to, sorry, 0. Now, since we are solving on the tension force that the rope exerts on the gymnast, we will transpose the negative weight of the gymnast to the right side of the equation so that it will become the tension force that the rope exerts on the gymnast. So from negative, since we transpose na to siya, it will become positive. So weight of the gymnast. So we have a value for the weight of the gymnast, which is atong resolve sa letter A, equal to 490 newtons. Okay, so it is just equal to the weight of the gymnast, but the direction of the tension force that the rope exerts on the gymnast, okay, is along the positive y-axis. So magnitude and direction man. So the magnitude is 490 newtons, and the direction is along the positive y-axis. So this is the tension force that the rope exerts on our gymnast. So that is for letter A. Okay. Now, if you're wondering, ngano nag-start ta ani nga equation? Okay. So, it's because it is an example of an application for Newton's first law. So this is the equation for Newton's first law. If ang atong example or if ang problem is an application of Newton's second law, then we will start with the sum of all forces is equal to the mass times the acceleration. Okay, so since again, this is an example of an application for Newton's first law, so we will start with the equation for Newton's first law. Kung Newton's second law nga problem, then we will start with Newton's second law nga equation. Okay, so that is why we are starting with these equations. Okay, now we are done with letter B. So this is letter B. We're done with letter A and B. And then we have letter C, which is the tension at the top of the rope. Tension at the top of the rope, it means nga, the tension force that the ceiling exerts on the rope. So, mo ni siya. See, ceiling na po ang ga-exert of tension force on our rope, not on the gymnast. Okay, so if you can still recall, here is the free body diagram for the rope. So, muna itong gamitan for letter C. So, free body diagram for the rope, along the positive y-axis, we have the tension force that the ceiling exerts on the rope. And along the negative y-axis, we have the tension force that the gymnast exerts on the rope. So, kanina sa center, or this one, is our rope. So, muna itong gipangitaan sa free body diagram, or muna itong gihimuan ng free body diagram. Kaning sa letter B, kay gymnast na siya. Okay. So, let's go back. So, if we will redraw the free body diagram for the rope, so this is our rope. So we have along the positive y-axis is the tension force that the ceiling exerts on the rope. And along the negative y-axis, we have the tension force that the gymnast exerts on the rope. Okay, so what we will solve for here is this one, tension force that the ceiling exerts on the rope. Okay, so again, balik ta sa ato ang starting equation, which is the sum of all forces is equal to 0. So again, since we don't have any forces along the x, if you've noticed here sa ato ang free body diagram, for the rope, this is for the rope. So we would just be using sum of all forces along the y is equal to 0. Okay, so sum of all forces, or the sum of the forces acting on our rope. So along the positive y, we have the tension force that the ceiling exerts on the rope plus We have along the negative y-axis is the tension force that the gymnast exerts on the rope, equal to 0. So again, since we are solving for the tension force that the ceiling exerts on the rope, we will transpose the negative tension force that the gymnast exerts on the rope on the other side of, to the other side of the equation. So it becomes the tension force that the ceiling exerts on the rope is equal to, it becomes positive na. So tension force that the gymnast exerts on the rope. Now, also the value sa tension force that the gymnast exerts on the rope. So if you have noticed here, na dere, si tension force that the gymnast exerts on the rope is in pair with this one, which is an action-reaction pair. So they have the same value, the same magnitude, but opposite in direction. So if you can still remember Newton's third law, the law of action and reaction. So this is, since this is an action and reaction pair, so meaning their magnitudes are the same, pero ang direction nila are opposite or different. So since si tension force that the rope exerts on the gymnast is mo atong gisolve sa letter B, which is 490 along the positive y-axis, meaning si tension force that the gymnast exerts on um, the rope is on, di ba, on the negative y man siya. So, ang iyang value is still 490 newtons. But since this is an action and reaction pair, so it becomes negative. Ma-negative ni siya. Di ba, kani siya is positive y-axis. So, since action and reaction pair man siya, so this one, kani siya, action and reaction pair, so opposite in direction. Okay. So, negative siya times negative, it becomes positive. So, that's why ang direction, how we're talking about the direction, not the magnitude. So, the magnitude is still the same, which is 490 newtons. Pero, ang direction sa tension force nag-exert ni ceiling on the rope is also along the positive y-axis. Okay, so this is the tension force that the ceiling exerts on the rope. Okay, so we are done solving with um, example number 1, which is an example of an application for Newton's first law. Okay, now let's try another example. This is an example of an application for Newton's second law. Alright, so we have here a 50-kilogram woman stands on a bathroom scale while riding in an elevator in example 5.8. So the question here is, what is the reading on the scale? Or kung moingon ta moingon tang what is the reading on the scale? It means na pila ang iyang timbang if nagtimbang siya, or let's say you put a bathroom scale on the elevator, and while the elevator is descending or panaog. So pila naman ang reading sa scale or sa bathroom scale or sa timbangan nga gitungtungan sa 50-kilogram woman. Okay. Now here is the free body, mo ni siya ang situation na to. Letter A is the situation. So as you can see, he is standing on a bathroom scale while the elevator is descending. So actually, si example 5.8, naan siya given na acceleration along the y, which is 2 meters per second squared. Okay, because we will be needing that value later on. Okay, so while again the elevator is moving downward with decreasing speed. So if we will draw the free body diagram for the woman, which is in letter B, we have the normal force. So this is the woman, kaning dot here. This is the woman. So the normal force is going to the positive y-axis. And then we also have the weight of um, the woman. Okay. And then we have also here the direction of our acceleration along the y-axis. Okay. Now, again, this is an example of an application for Newton's second law. So, ang gipangita nato or ang pangitaon nato nga value will be the reading. Pila daw ang reading sa scale, which is our normal force. So, we will be solving for the normal force. So, ang given nato, let's start with the given values first. So, we have the mass of the woman, which is 50 kilograms. And then we have our acceleration along the y is 2 meters per second squared. Okay, so Newton's second law na equation, we have sum of all forces is equal to the mass times the acceleration. So, muna starting equation for Newton's second law. But since, again, notice the forces that are acting on the object or on the woman is only along the y-axis, wala tayo forces along the x-axis, then we will be using sum of all forces along the y is equal to the mass times the acceleration along the y-axis. Okay, now let's talk about the sum of all forces acting along the y-axis. So along the y-axis, on the positive y, we have the normal force. And along the um, negative y-axis, we have the weight of the woman. So we have here normal force plus the negative of the weight of the woman is equal to the mass times the acceleration along the y. Now, solving for, di ba, formula for the weight is mass times gravity. So, normal force plus, negative din, plus negative of mass of the woman times gravity is equal to the mass of the woman times the acceleration along the y-axis. Now, again, we are solving for the normal force. So, might as well transpose the negative weight of the woman to the right side of the equation. So, ang mabilin sa left side, we only have the normal force is equal to, we have mass, nahimo na siyang positive, mass of the woman times gravity plus the mass of the woman times the acceleration along the y-axis. So, we have a variable in common, which is the mass of the woman. So, pwede nato siya i-factor out. So, mass of the woman, factor out nato, we have, it becomes na rin times g plus a sub y. Okay, but if dili mo ganun mag-factor out, it's still okay. You can still arrive at the same answer. So, we have mass of the woman is 50 kilograms times we have g, which is 9.8 meters per second squared, plus the acceleration on the y, which is 2 meters per second squared. Okay, so it's 50 kilograms times 11.8 meters per second squared. So if you have calculators right there, you can try to compute this one. So we have 50 times 11.8. So it is equal to 590. This is in newtons. So the normal force is equal to 590 newtons. Now, if you will solve for the weight of the woman is 490. So weight of the woman is mass of the woman times gravity. So we have this is 50 kilograms times 9.8 meters per second squared. So the weight of the woman is 490. newtons. Okay, so notice that the normal force or the reading, what is also known as the reading on the scale, is 590 newtons. It means na nadungagan og 100 newtons ang weight sa woman if magtimbang siya while the elevator is descending or panaog. Okay, so there is a difference between kung magtimbang ka on an elevator that is not moving, i-compare nato sa mag timbang ka on an elevator that is descending. Okay, so that's descending. So meaning nadungagan ang weight or ang iyang reading sa scale by 190 newtons if the elevator is descending while nag-stand siya sa timbangan or sa bathroom scale. Okay, so again, if if you will encounter problems with applications on Newton's laws of motion, the tip here is you need to determine if this problem is an application for Newton's first law, an application for Newton's second law, or an application for Newton's third law. So once you determine kung unsa siyang application, is it an application for Newton's first law or on Newton's second law, then you can know the starting equation. Okay, aside from that, the free body diagram is very important. So that's why we learn first on how to draw a free body diagram. It's because it is very relevant or it is very important in determining or sa application sa Newton's laws of motion. Okay, without the free body diagram, you don't know the direction of the forces. So, since ang atuang starting equation is sum of all forces, so dapat makabalo ka kung unsa ka mga forces o unsa ang direction sa forces na nag-act sa isa ka object or sa isa ka body because you will be using that on the equation or on the starting equation for Newton's first law baka or Newton's second law. Okay, so I think that's it for today's discussion and I hope you understand the lesson today. So, if you have any questions regarding on this topic, you can just ask me or you can just comment so that we can answer your questions. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this lecture video and we'll see you on our next discussion. Thank you very much for listening.